Time to go to school.
You will lose. You defeated. Defeat all that. Sword. And you defeat the real champion. If he dies, he dies.
Wow.
What an intro. Let
You
me
want to do
tell
it one
you.
more time for the one person watching?
Do it one more
Here
time.
it is.
Put your hands up, man. You need an interpreter? It's time to go to school.
You will lose. You defeated. Defeat all that. Sword. And you defeat the real champion. If he dies, he dies.
Yo.
Oh, that was great.
Wow.
That
man.
was great. I love that. I mean, Rocky Four. I mean, it's
The dramatic.
it was just unbelievable. And this Denver Nuggets team,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. But
I don't
we're
know
back
either.
in the house, and once again, we're going to do a quick one because we're really down about the Heat losing, but we figured we had to come on here and show
Well,
face.
you don't really give a shit, Joe.
No, I mean, you're my partner, so I mean,
I mean, you have that Ronnie.
I'm living through you with the
Yeah,
Heat. So
you have that Ronnie Cycli connection, right?
yeah, and the Sherman Douglas and the John Wallace and Dion Waiters, which is funny because I've been going through my cards and I found a couple of really, really good cards. Not good cards, but like Miami Heat cards. Like I found Alonzo Mourning when they won the championship. He's
All
holding
right.
the trophy. It says the champ is here. I got that card I dug up. I dug up a Ray Allen, the champ is here. And one of my favorite, you know what? Hold on a second. Talk to the people for 1 second. I think that I might have to show this card. Hold on a minute.
Definitely. While Joe shows you the card, we got I guess the Heat has to go back to Denver after this devastating loss, and it's pretty much a wrap. This Denver team is just way talented. If you're a Heat fan right now, you're kind of giving up right now. I know that the team is not, but it's gonna be really hard for us to come back. Shout out to Bruce Brown from Denver. Played his ass off. You know, he played for the University of Miami. Joe, you still looking for that card? We got 6 in the house. Definitely hit like and share. Um, Man, what can I say? We got blown out. The Miami Heat, we got blown out. And
All right. So
yeah. He got the card. Look at that. Oh, Ray Allen.
number 34 on the Heat.
Yeah.
And then this one.
Mm. Okay.
Maybe if I hold the card the right way. That's Dion Waiters
I remember him.
for the Heat. But Dion Waiters was a Syracuse guy.
Yeah.
So
Joe,
yeah, I mean, yeah, the Heat. I mean,
we got our
I,
first comment of the night, Joe. Joe, what is going on, our brother BK?
yes, Mr. Shalin's finest. It was great
Definitely.
yesterday. He was the only one commenting, and it was like it was like he would comment, and then we'd have to answer his own comment. No one else was in there.
Yeah, BK,
Feel
if you wanna
bad.
yeah, BK, if you wanna help us out and just keep commenting the whole, we're only gonna be
Exactly
on
right.
for like 20 minutes, 30 minutes. So if you want to
Right.
comment the whole time, we'll be fine.
This is going to be a short one because we really want to discuss the game, for recap, and there's really not much to discuss.
Yeah.
They lost a great opportunity, the Heat. They really did because they kept Joker in check and they kept Jamal Murray in check. But then you're gonna let Aaron Gordon, and I don't know. Honestly, is this like how does this feel as a Heat fan and a Miami Hurricanes fan? How does it feel to have the opposing player that basically pretty much won the game? I mean, he scored 21 points. This Bruce Brown being a Miami Hurricane. Like, how do you feel about that? Are you like, is it like
Um, I'm,
you're
I'm,
torn, or it's like, hey, Muggsy, what's up, man?
hey, what's going on, Muggsy? I mean, I'm happy, and would Darius Rice? We should have him on because um, we got to see what year did Bruce Brown play in because I believe Darius was on staff in 18 or 19. Wouldn't that be something if Bruce Bruce Brown was on staff when Darius was on?
No. Bruce
No,
Brown was born in 1996, so he might have been on staff as like a 4 year
not
old,
Bruce
but
Brown. Darius Rice. Did I say Bruce Brown? I'm talking about Darius
yeah,
Rice. What the fuck am
right.
I talking about? Darius Rice. Yes.
Darius Rice might have been on. Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
That could have been right. The reverse, but it's
yeah,
kind of like
yeah.
the guy that put the dagger into your team, the Heat, is like a guy you root for. From your college. It's like
Mm.
it's like it's just you would be torn. You're happy for the player, but he beat the team. Who would you rather have do better? Bruce Brown, if you could pick one. Bruce Brown wins MVP of the finals, or the Heat winning. Which means more to you?
Uh, the Heat winning, of course.
Yeah, exactly.
I
Right.
mean, Bruce Brown wasn't really all. I mean, I don't really remember him being all that at the Hurricanes. It's not one of these, It was like okay, he played, you know.
Yeah.
I know it was only a few years, I believe. So,
Yeah, I think he played 2 years or
yeah,
whatever.
it wasn't a big thing.
One interesting thing that I found out, I knew this, but they mentioned it um, during the telecast of the game. I think it was Mike Breen. He said, in 2014, okay, Aaron Gordon was the number 4 pick in the NBA draft, coming out of Arizona. That same draft, Denver drafted Nikola Jokic, aka Ivan Drago, second round, 41st pick. Do you
Wow,
believe that?
it's crazy.
To me that's like, how does that even happen? It probably had to do with, like, they figured he might not come over. Sometimes these European players, they can make more money, or they make great money overseas. You know what I mean? A lot of them now, more and more, are coming over.
Yeah,
But it's a situation where, with Luca coming in, I mean, the money that these guys are making. I mean, it's ridiculous. Well, like Bruce Brown, he's like nobody's favorite player. You know what I mean? Other than maybe like his family, it'd
Yeah.
be, but the money he's making, it's like, oh, he makes, these guys, the money they make is like the worst player on the bench. You know what I mean? Like, is making tens of millions of dollars.
Yeah.
It's just mind-boggling at the end of the day that that all this money is out there for these players.
Yeah.
I found out. I don't know if I told you this. All right, so Bruce Brown made this year. He made 6.5 million.
Wow.
He signed. He has a player. He has a player option next year for 6.8 million. So basically, he hit it big because he had a great playoff. They're gonna win. They're gonna get the chip. He's definitely gonna be, a coveted. He could opt out of it. He could decline the player option, and I'm sure he would get at least double what he's making now. He
Definitely.
probably would get $10 to $15 million a year. I mean, think about that. That's like 15 million. Like it's crazy some of the numbers that these guys make. Hey, what's up, Vito? I was just thinking about you, Vito. How's everything with you, man? Vito's a good guy. Vito's the homie. He's a Steelers fan.
BK, would you like to have a conversation with Vito in the chat while we're talking?
Yes. BK, we know what we got to do, BK. We always used to, me and him are close, so we talk a lot. And it's like, these people, how they go under with different names, you got to do that. I know we said we would never do it, but Mike, you got to get like 5 different accounts.
Just talk to yourself the whole time.
And just be like, holy shit, there's 30 people listening. You know what I mean? Like, oh, look at the, and you're commenting, to yourself, you BK, and then you make up another name. You know what I mean? It just, you could really make us blow up if you did that.
Well, let's not sell ourselves short. We have 7 right now.
Okay, so put the intro on again for these guys. You guys gotta check out this intro that he made up.
All right,
we made up because it was my idea. I'm the brains. He's the creator.
Yeah. All right, here it goes.
Here we go. Ding ding.
You need an interpreter? It's time to go to school.
You will lose. He's defeated. Defeat all that. Good. And defeat the real champion. If he dies, he dies.
Yeah. Funny thing is, this guy's not even like from there, Russia, or probably not.
No, he's not from Russia, but neither is Ivan Drago. So.
Yeah, he does look like Ivan Drago.
Yeah. So back to the game. So now, if I told you that the 2 top players on an opposing team are going to have a subpar outing, but like a bad outing. I mean, Joker was good, but Jamal Murray, shit. I mean, he was horrible. Like he was like 6 or 17.
Hold on, let me take this real quick. Hold on, real quick.
So, basically, the 2 best players on the other team didn't perform well, and yet they still lose. they still can't beat the Heat with the best players on the Nuggets. That says a lot about the team, because Aaron Gordon had 27 or whatever. Aaron Gordon was the leading scorer on the Nuggets. Aaron Gordon is mainly a defensive player, doesn't really, 10 or 15 points a game. He had a huge game. Bruce Brown off the bench, Miami Hurricane, 21 points. It's like, if you're going to go through, like you couldn't have wrote a better script if you're like Eric Spoelstra. Like, okay, we're going to D up Joker, we're going to D up Jamal Murray, we're going to contain them. And quite frankly, the other guy stepped up. Joker did twist his ankle. That could have been the reason why, he landed on, I think it was Aaron Gordon's foot. He twisted his ankle a little bit, but come on, twisting ankles and landing on people's feet and stuff like that. That's how it is in the NBA.
Yeah.
But he had a poor, he had a very subpar game.
Mhm.
And I noticed a couple of things with the Heat. So I think it was Jamal Murray is on the 3-point line. He goes right. He takes a couple of dribbles towards the basket. On the right side, there's 3 guys converge on him. I said it exactly. I'm watching it on TV as he said that. As I'm saying it, I'm watching it. He goes to the right. He takes 2 dribbles. Who's standing at the top of the key? Joker, wide open. There's not one Heat player within 6 feet of him. Now, how could Joker get open that easy? Like, no one within, like, someone has to rotate on that. I mean, it's like I'm watching the highlights. Murray, goes to the basket. He gets double teamed, kicks it out to Joker. They run at Joker, and Joker makes a great pass. They gotta come up with it's probably too late, but their defensive scheme, you're gonna leave Joker open. I mean, come on, that's like, it makes absolutely no sense, because the problem is when you leave Joker open, he could pick apart the defense, because if somebody's not staying with him and he gets the ball kicked out to him, well, the Heat are going to react. They're going to run at Joker, and he finds the open man. He's that good.
Well, moving forward, what do you think is going to happen in Game 5?
I think that honestly, I think the Heat could win the game.
Game 5.
I think it's probably going to be, they'll get it to a 6 game, but they'll lose in 6. The only reason why I say that is because, like, I know Spoelstra. I mean, they're going to come out and play hard. And, I just don't see them folding. And maybe the Heat, the Nuggets, they were up 3-1. It might be a little bit of, they might they might figure they have it won, so they might not come out as hard. You know what I mean? They might.
Well, they better not have that in their game. They better not
Right.
take that game off.
Right. Well, they basically, it's an overconfidence thing, because, like I said, your 2 best players one has a bad game, one has a subpar game, and these other guys, and I guess what you would say is, we're going to really focus in. Like, my thing would have been, if I was the coach, I'd be like, all right, Joker's going to get 40. It's the other guys we cannot allow to have good games. And that backfired miserably with Gordon getting 27 and
Give me 1 second,
Tucson
Joe. Hold
28.
on. Hold on,
Sure.
Joe. Give me 1 second.
So yeah, so the Heat, I think it probably they will probably lose the next game, but I just think that if they come out strong, that you know they're a good road team, the Heat. Now, one thing I will say is the Heat were the only team this year that beat the Nuggets at home in this whole playoff. Can they win 2 games in Denver? That's a tough. I mean, that's going to be a tall challenge, but you know, it's like Spoelstra. I know what type of coach he is. He's going to have them prepared. It's just, yeah, they're 2-6. The Miami Heat are 2-6 in their last 8 games since leading the Celtics. When they went up 3-0, since the point that they went up 3-0, after that, the Heat are 2-6. Honestly, that's like one of those things you look at, you're like, oh, but realistically, they're playing Boston and they're playing Denver, 2 of the best teams. A lot of people would have predicted Denver and Boston in the NBA Finals. So that stat, is not really, doesn't really, it's a situation. Okay, so here we go. So Joker, 23 points on 8 of 19, 4 assists, 12 rebounds. He's averaging a triple-double the whole playoffs. You got to be happy with him doing that. Murray, 5 of 17, 12 assists, 3 rebounds. I mean, this should have been a game that the Heat should have won. I don't know what's happened to Max Strus and Gabe Vincent.
Vincent. Yeah, they disappeared.
Now I'm thinking, does that have to do with? Didn't he hurt his ankle a couple of games ago? I mean, he just does not look the same as
Yeah.
he did in when he played the Knicks. I mean, he played the Knicks. It was like, wait a minute now.
Vincent had some games in the series.
He had some games. Yep, he had some games, but I don't remember. Did he hurt his? When did he get hurt?
He did. I think it was
game 4. He hurt himself in against Boston, right? Because he missed game 5. All right, so he came back against Boston, 6 of 18 from the field, 15 points. The next game, in game 7, he was 4 of 10. Then against Denver, he had 19 points in Denver on 7 of 14 shooting, 23 points in game 2 on 8 of 12. So to say that it was an ankle injury, I don't know. But then all of a sudden, games 3 and 4, he goes 2 of 10 and 1 of 6. I don't know. Are they that good of a team defensively, the Nuggets? Because they completely shut down all the Heat shooters except Duncan Hines.
Yeah, this is a very talented Nuggets team. And mind you, we're the 8th seed here, guys.
Well, that's I mean,
and we're what you said. We're the only team that beat Denver at home in the playoffs.
Yeah,
I mean, team. So it's remarkable what the Heat has done. This has done, and this is a very, very good Denver Nuggets team. Most likely, they'll probably win the championship. They better not sleep. Because this could turn, I mean, like Joe says, I mean, okay, we catch him in game 5 in Denver, and then things change. And you come back to Miami, and we haven't won yet in Miami. Then game 6, wait a minute, we win game 6, and then go back. Now, there's a game 7 now, and holy shit,
It's like when Boston was down. 0-3. This is what a coach this is what Spoelstra and all good coaches are telling their team, they're down 3-1, right?
Mhm.
So everybody says, okay, you know what? We got to win the next 3 games. But no, you don't have to win the next 3 games. You
Mhm.
just have to win the next game. You understand?
Mhm.
Like they
Yeah,
got
yeah.
to win game 5.
Mhm.
Forget about game 5, 6, and 7. No,
Mhm.
you don't like because then it becomes like a daunting task when you look at it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
The,
yeah.
the way the Heat have to look at it is, look, all we need to do is win this next game, and
Mhm.
if we could do that, well, you know what? Now all we got to do is win the next game coming home. Now the problem with the hole that they put themselves in, the Heat, is to win the championship, they would have to beat Denver at home 3 times.
Mhm.
And I mean, can that realistically happen? No. But I will say this. So the Heat were the 8th seed, and they made it to the NBA Finals.
Yeah.
Well, as a Knicks fan, in 1999, the Knicks were the number 8 seed.
Mhm.
They made it to the NBA Finals as the number 8 seed. They played San Antonio in the final, and they lost 4-1. The Spurs beat them 4-1. And I wasn't upset with that. Like, I didn't, I wasn't like, oh, like I wasn't a basket case. Like, I was happy that they made it that far because they weren't supposed to make it that far.
Well, you got to think about that year. That was a year of the strike.
That was the year of the strike. Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
That
So
was the
them
year of
being
the
an eight
strike.
seed wasn't really fair to them because that wasn't a full season. How many games was that? That wasn't. That
It
was
was
nowhere
it
close.
was 50 games.
Yeah.
But
So yeah.
here's the other thing.
Mhm.
Patrick Ewing did not play against the Spurs. Because
Mhm.
I think he might have ruptured. He didn't rupture his Achilles, but he had a Achilles issue, and I think he didn't play much in that whole playoff series. It was Marcus Camby, um, Chris Childs was on that team, Allen Houston,
Mhm.
Sprewell. Camby was actually the center at that point. Camby from UMass. So I felt good about the Knicks making it as the 8 seed and losing to the Spurs. So you shouldn't feel bad about
Mhm.
the Heat. I mean,
We
they
got cable and
definitely.
wire here.
Hmm. Hey, what's up, Juarez, Cable and Wire? Juarez, that's some place, man. So the Nuggets are 9-1 at home. Can they lose the next 2 games at home? I don't know. But look, the Celtics should have won that. They made it all the way to game 7. I mean, as a team that's down 0-3 to come back and win the next 3 games and then play game 7 at home, that should have been like a layup for them at that point. Like they're
Mhm.
at home, it's in Boston.
Mhm.
They have a big advantage. And they came out like shit. I don't understand why um, Gabe Vincent took 6 shots, whatever it was. I mean, he really just, I don't know. I mean, he was 1 of 6. What's wrong? Yeah, 0 of 4 from 3 point. This is at home.
Mhm.
Why did he only take 6 shots? So maybe it's the defense. And Michael Porter, their third weapon, I left him out. He's having a horrible NBA Finals.
Mhm.
This game should have been a lot closer. Should have been a lot closer. But like I said, it is what it is. It looked like they were playing zone a lot too. I don't like that zone, and especially when you got guys that could really, stretch it out and great, passers. which they really, the front line of the Denver Nuggets, Aaron Gordon, Joker, and Michael Porter, they're all, they're perimeter players except Gordon, but he hit a couple of threes, so he might be, he was actually bringing the ball up some of the time, Aaron Gordon. When you got a guy like Joker, the zone defense thing, I don't know about that. You got to go man. Somebody's got to stay on him. Kevin Love was 4 of 6, hit 3 threes. He only played 19 minutes. Like, sometimes you got to make a tough decision and, say, all right, Struce, you're not making any shots. I got to go with someone else because it's it's not like they have time to really, it's just because it's like it's win or die basically, so you got to make the adjustments at that moment. You can't worry about, hurting the player's confidence because this could be the end. It's all hands on deck. So, yeah.
So, Joe, we got a busy weekend. Let's talk about this weekend.
Busy weekend. Okay, so, well, actually, it's already busy.
Yeah.
Because we had the Heat.
Mm-hmm.
We had the NBA Finals. And what's happening tomorrow?
I mean, we got, Nunez fighting in UFC.
Right.
And then you were telling me about
Josh
something.
Taylor
Mm-hmm.
against Teofimo Lopez.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that is junior. It's light featherweight. I think they're at they're fighting at 140.
Mm-hmm.
Junior lightweight. I'm sorry. So basically, Taylor's the champion. He has like 4 belts.
Mm-hmm.
He's from. I think he's Irish or Scottish. I'm not sure, but he's undefeated. He's the champion. He's fighting Teofimo Lopez, who actually was the champion. He beat Vasily Lomachenko to win the belt. So this is like a top fight. It's a championship fight. And what's crazy about it is, so you have that fight on ESPN. It's not pay-per-view. But you have Nunez fight as pay-per-view at the same time. So basically how it's going to work is you're going to have the preliminaries on ESPN that's free. Okay? At 10 o'clock, the main card starts for UFC 289, which is Nunez against Aldana. So now, at 10 o'clock, the main card. Well, what starts at 10 o'clock on ESPN? The Taylor fight. Like, it'll be the undercard. But why would they have it on the same night? You know what I mean? It's like, so it's another one of those situations where, like, all right, you're having a championship boxing fight and a championship MMA fight working the same night, and they're both affiliated with ESPN. To me, it makes no sense. So what are we going to do? We're going to be, obviously I'm going to order UFC 289, but I really want to see this fight. Okay? Like, it's going to be a great fight. And then on top of that, you have the Stanley Cup Finals in Florida. So all these games, it's crazy.
And this is what, game 3 or game 4?
This is game 4.
And
VGK's up 2-1.
Okay. All right.
And then the next night, you have Mayweather JG3.
Yes. That's going to be interesting.
You know what's interesting?
Mm-hmm.
Is that Florida has an NBA Finals game on
Friday.
They have it tonight, right? Friday,
yeah.
right? Panthers in Florida. Mayweather on a Sunday.
No, Panthers. You have Panthers, the Stanley Cup.
Saturday, Right.
You got NBA, then you have the NBA Finals, Stanley Cup, then you have this Mayweather John Gotti the third fight in South Florida. That is
And
crazy.
right. And then Monday, it's game 5 of the NBA Finals. It's not going to be in
No, no, no,
Florida,
no.
but it's
But as
still a Florida team.
but as far as South Florida,
Right.
people
It's the
from
next
South,
3
yeah,
nights. Yeah. And
yeah, it's gonna be.
so if you were a sports fan and you wanted to go to Florida to visit, this would be the weekend. I could imagine how it's going to be down there. I mean, with the Heat, the Panthers. I mean, shit, think about it. The Heat and the Panthers both made the finals. So
Yeah.
so the Heat are out of Miami. The Panthers, what part of Florida are
Sunrise,
they?
sunrise.
Sunrise. So
Yeah.
is that like about an hour from
It's great.
Miami?
No, no. I mean, not from North Miami. No.
So it's close.
Right, yeah, it's close. It's close from where the Dolphins play. It's real close. Yeah.
Yeah. So they had they had a really good year, the Panthers. Now, Vegas Golden Knights. Tomorrow I'll be rocking my VGK jersey, and because I definitely think we should maybe talk about the hockey a little bit. I'm not really into hockey, but we have a little vested interest, me and you, in this. I lived in Vegas, and you're in Florida, so we might have to check on it. But crazy weekend in Florida. I wish I would have came down for the fight. I mean, that would have really been cool to come down. But
We're gonna be broadcasting
we're going to be broadcasting. Yeah, we're going to be doing
tomorrow.
double time because we're going to
Yeah.
have the boxing match on. But I think Dana White and ESPN are smart enough because this has happened before. I think it was a Canelo fight, and I think that they waited, like the Canelo fight. Dana White waited until that fight ended to put on his main event fight. So I don't think that two big fights are going to be on at the same time. They both are affiliated with ESPN, so you got to figure that they would be smart enough to do that. So what do you think about the fight Saturday or Sunday? I mean.
It's gonna be
Have you heard
interesting.
anything like Mayweather? Like, have you seen anything like as far as him, the condition he's in? I wonder do they have a weigh-in for these exhibitions? I don't think so, right?
Yes, they did. They had one tonight. Yeah. Or tomorrow they're having one. They're having one tomorrow.
But like, what is Gotti Jr. Gotti the Third weigh? Is he like 170 pounds?
It has to
That's
be close to that.
interesting.
Yeah.
It's interesting to see if it's going to be like, there's similar weight classes. You know what I mean? Because I don't think Mayweather is that big. I think JG3 is. They're fighting. Okay, well, he's 170. John Gotti the Third, and Mayweather's probably one. Mayweather fought at 154 was the highest weight he fought at. But I guess it's an exhibition, so it doesn't necessarily you don't have to be, within a certain weight range. But
it's gonna be really interesting. I seen the fight that made the exhibition from March. I know you've seen it. Mayweather's gonna come to fight, and JG's gonna come to fight. It's gonna be really interesting, Joe.
Are you going to the fight?
No, I'm gonna do the show right here with you.
I thought we should send you out with a press pass, and you should tell them, look, I'm with No Name Sports, and we'll make up a nice little,
yeah,
press pass or whatever, and You go in and say, maybe you get to sit up front,
Mhm.
and you could do it like you could do an actual live broadcast. We do live broadcast of fights, but this would be like extra live. You'll be
Oh
on
yes,
location. I
yes,
think it might work. Honestly, if you went in there with a press, it said no name sports and it looked legit,
yeah,
I think they'd let you in.
yeah.
With,
Then they'll say, "Hey, I will. We like your little your thing. It looks really nice, but can you please go on your phone and go to these Ticketmaster and just buy a ticket and just get your ass in here?" So
yeah.
yeah.
So BK, was reading. I really wasn't paying attention to the comments because I didn't think anyone was commenting, but we do have a couple of comments, and
Yeah,
he
but this
said
was like 20 minutes ago.
right. But
Yeah.
okay, because I've been yapping for 20 minutes. But the thing is this, did you ever confirm if Ewings was sold at Payless? You still
I
haven't
have
come up with
not
that
got I
proof
have not gotten I have not got the official word. I'm still working on the story. So
because I think that
it's
story is we got to teach you a new Italian word, fugazi.
okay. Well,
It's
still working
fugazi.
on the story. We're
Yeah,
gonna
you're still
we'll,
working on the story.
yeah.
Like Fugazi is like, we're the no name sports crew, and every other sports show, they're Fugazi. We're the real deal. We're the
Definitely.
real deal Holyfield. So yeah, that's about it. Great fights tomorrow. Josh Taylor, great fighter, is a warrior. It should be one of those bang 'em out fights. Teofimo Lopez, like I said, from Brooklyn, tough young kid. The fight's at Madison Square Garden. You believe that?
Wow.
It's at MSG, and I looked at the tickets, and the tickets are like they're going for like $1.75 up
No,
to like thousands or whatever.
yeah.
But the seat you get for $1.75 is not bad. I mean, you're in the house.
Now, does the Knicks still play in Madison Square Garden?
They do. Yep.
Now, what would have happened if the Knicks would have won if they would have went to the NBA Finals? That would have not have
It
affected
would
the
have been
yeah,
it it would have been a similar situation
yeah.
with like the Panthers. Now, what would have been really crazy is that if the Knicks make the finals, the Rangers make the Stanley Cup finals, and they have the fight at MSG. Well, then that would be something. They'd have to really think about that.
But, but here's something that you're not thinking about. They would have postponed a game because of the smoke. Remember
Yeah,
that a game went.
yeah,
Remember the
yep,
Canadian fires.
yep,
So is that a
yep.
still real thing
No,
that's going on
no,
right now?
it's pretty much it's left the area.
Okay, but like other cities, are they getting
I'm
impacted?
not sure about. No, I'm not sure. Um,
But there was an NBA Finals game that night, so that would have been interesting.
yeah, the only thing is, hey, Minnie,
Hey, Minnie the Moocher,
thank you. We appreciate it. And
definitely.
I got to be honest with you, the six people that are in here, okay, I want your birthdays. I want the six people. Why? BK, that's an easy one. But I'm sending you, you're going to get a birthday gift from the No Name Sports crew, and you're going to get a Christmas gift. Now, what that means is, what we're going to do is we're going to say, look, who's your favorite basketball player, football player, hockey player? Like, if you have a favorite, and you let us know, and we'll send you a nice trading card of that player. So I would have to think that Vito is a Pittsburgh guy, so he would love maybe a Ben Roethlisberger Topps rookie card. You know what I mean? So think about that, Minnie. Who do you like? You know what I mean? Pick someone. Don't pick Ty Cobb or Hannes Wagner or Babe Ruth because I don't have those cards. But maybe we could get you an autographed picture of a boxer that we know or something like that. card or memorabilia. What do you think about that, Shades?
Most definitely. Ding ding. Tonight was been great. Tomorrow,
Yes.
yes, tomorrow
Thank
night.
you.
The no name
Juarez Cable, Vito.
The
You
no,
got to throw that intro one more time. Is the outro because
this is
that's
the
really good
outro.
work. Yep.
BK, Shaolin,
Muggsy. Yep.
Muggsy, Cable and Wire, Mini the Moocher. We are out of here. Everyone have a great weekend and stay tuned because there's
Thank you
more
guys,
things to
man.
come. Definitely.
Peace.
Thanks for coming out.
Ding ding.
Put your hands up, man. You need an interpreter? It's time to go to school.
You will lose. He's defeated. Defeat all that. Soon. And defeat the real champion. If he dies, he dies.
And we're out of here.
Great. Ding ding. Peace.